Hi, I'm Cynthia.
And I'm Chris.
And we're the Hanier family.
And for those of you who are new here, welcome. Let's enjoy some great music together.
Yeah, so what do we got today for our Goonies?
Well, we're doing a little bit more Canadian content today.
Yeah.
Because it's the weekend and we love showing you guys our Canadian music.
Yes, we do.
And again, we only do the songs that we don't know or we know very little about.
Right.
This one is one of the very little abouts. We are going to do some Gordon Lightfoot.
Yeah.
This is a song called Canadian Railroad Trilogy.
Which, surprisingly, I don't know it at all that I can remember, but we must have heard at least something from this, I would think.
I know that I've heard pieces of this,
Yeah.
and there was talk about it when Gord passed. It was... Oh, what was his name? Jim Cuddy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Jim Cuddy. His band... Wow, what is wrong with me?
We just saw Jim Cuddy.
Yeah.
Blue Rodeo.
Of course.
Jeez, what's wrong with us today?
Yeah,
anyway.
Every Canadian is going to give me crap for that.
Yeah, we know Blue Rodeo through and through.
We know Blue Rodeo. I just had a mind melt there. I don't know what that is.
We both did. It's fine.
Yeah. So, the guy from Blue Rodeo, Jim Cuddy, when Gordon passed some months ago now, he talked about how the band was asked by Gordon to cover this song with him in the lead for some show that they were doing together. And he talked about the three parts and how they're all in different timings and wondered if the band could keep up.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we don't know this very well, but we might know pieces of it. So we're definitely interested in checking it out because I think we should know something like this.
Yeah, I think it's important, really.
I mean, it's kind of funny. The Canadian Railroad is a huge, it was a huge thing in our lives.
For sure.
For real. I mean, the trains went right through our every town.
Yeah. Hey, it brought me here.
Well, yeah. It's just silly, right?
Mm-hmm.
That we wouldn't know this.
For sure. So we should get into this and finally learn this song.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here it is. Gordon Lightfoot and the Canadian Railroad Trilogy.
There was a time in this fair land when the railroad did not run, when the wild, majestic mountains stood alone against the sun. Long before the white man and long before the wheel, when the green, dark forest was too silent to be real. But time has no beginnings and the history has no bounds. As to this verdant country they came from all around. They sailed upon her waterways and they walked the forests tall, built the mines, the mills, and the factories for the good of us all. And when the young man's fancy had turned into the spring, the railroad men grew restless for to hear the hammers ring. And their minds were overflowing with the visions of their day, with many a fortune won and lost and many a debt to pay. For they looked in the future and what did they see? They saw an iron road running from the sea to the sea, bringing the goods to a young growing land, all up from the seaboards and into their hands. Look away, said they, across this mighty land, from the eastern shore to the western strand. Bring the workers and bring up the rails. We gotta lay down the tracks and tear up the trails. Open their heart, let the lifeblood flow. Gotta get on our way, 'cause we're moving too slow. Bring in the workers and bring up the rails. We gotta lay down the tracks and tear up the trails. Open your heart, let the lifeblood flow. Gotta get on our way, 'cause we're moving too slow. Get on our way, 'cause we're moving too slow. Behind the blue Rockies, the sun is declining. The stars, they come stealing at the close of the day. Across the wide prairie, our loved ones lie sleeping. Beyond the dark oceans, in a place far away, we are the navvies who work upon the railway, swinging our hammers in the bright blazing sun, living on stew and drinking bad whiskey, mending our backs till the long days are done. We are the navvies who work upon the railway, swinging our hammers in the bright blazing sun, laying down track and building the bridges, bending our backs till the railroad is done.
This is really good.
Mm-hmm.
I love all the instrumentation in this. It's so fantastic.
Oh, for sure. It's really
Oh my
great.
goodness. And clearly he's talking about the good and bad parts of the railroad.
Of course. Of course.
Because in order to get everything moving and get everybody like able to get goods from one place to another and all that kind of stuff, they had to tear up the trails
Yeah.
and they had to dig up the lifeblood of the planet, basically.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know?
Yeah.
It's-
Blow up some
yeah.
mountains and stuff. Yeah. for sure.
Exactly. They had to clear the trails and all that kind of stuff. So they're disturbing nature greatly, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Which Gord always likes to point out the environmental issues.
Absolutely. Well, hey, I mean, he was from that hippie time, right?
Yeah.
Where, people were starting to take it seriously.
And then he's also talking about how the workers had to deal with things like he was saying stuff like they're living on stew and old whiskey,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? And that they bend their backs all day long to get the railroad going.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
laying down the tracks.
It was a time when you had to do it all by hand, right? In
Yeah.
the 1800s,
Yeah.
there were no machines that did
It
that
was
kind
a
of thing.
lot of hard frickin' work for sure.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
there's a handful of forklifts around. You can.
Yeah, they use machinery to help them, so it's not such a hard job, but it was really, really bad back then.
Yeah, I'm sure there's not a whole lot of effort in putting railway up in today's market, but
Probably not in comparison, no, because they use a
replacing
lot
them maybe, but that's it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's kind of interesting because we did see the trains constantly growing up in Miramichi and stuff, like when you
Oh,
were...
for sure. Well, because
there.
it's through the middle of the province, it ended up going right down into well, no, not exactly. They stopped going into Moncton because it used to be, well, it still is a hub city,
Yeah,
but for
but
some
instead
reason,
it goes through the smaller towns.
yeah, for some reason they stopped running it right through Moncton because Moncton was, I don't know what the deal was. Moncton almost stopped existing when the railroad disappeared.
Wow.
They had to negotiate their way up to being a hub city again.
That's crazy. I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
But I know, like, in Miramichi, the train goes right through there, and it's a small little place, you know. But we always saw the trains going through. My uncle's house, the train went by his backyard, and the windows would shake. It was that close to the house.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know how far it goes that now. Or, I don't know if it goes into Nova Scotia.
Yeah, a lot of things
I'm
have
not sure.
changed. I don't know exactly anymore how they do things.
But I would think it would go through
Yeah.
Nova Scotia somehow. I mean, it doesn't go through Moncton, I know that.
Yeah. I know the trains go through Brampton and into Toronto and everything,
Yeah.
but the way that they do it is, I guess maybe they did things just differently than Moncton so that it'd be easier, because they're big cities compared to Moncton, Brampton, and Toronto.
Well, I mean, Toronto is the absolute major hub in Canada.
Yeah.
Everything goes to Toronto.
You have to have a train to Toronto.
Yeah.
But you would think you'd have to have a train to Moncton in New Brunswick because it's a hub.
Yeah. They still manage. I mean, just trucking alone, I guess. Yeah.
Odd. But this is fantastic. So I'm definitely liking all the changes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Didn't even want to stop. It was just kind of flowing really nice, but
Yeah.
you know,
But we got about 3 minutes left of this, so we should finish it.
all right.
So over the mountains and over the plains, into the Muskeg and into the rain, up the St. Lawrence all the way to Gaspé, swinging our hammers and drawing up hay, driving them in and tying them down, away to the bunkhouse and into the town. $1 a day and a place for my head, a drink to the living, a toast to the dead. Oh, the song of the future has been sung. Oh, the battles have been won. On the mountain tops we stand. Oh, the world at our command. We have opened up the soil with our teardrops and our toil. For there was a time in this fair land when the railroad did not run, when the wild majestic mountains stood alone against the sun. Long before the white man and long before the wheel, when the green dark forest was too silent to be real, when the green dark forest was too silent to be real, and many are the dead men too silent to be real.
That was so interesting how he just stopped everything and then it said too silent to be real. It was like, oh my gosh.
It was great. The whole song, though, if you're really kind of paying attention, you realize that he's trying to make kind of that flowy, you're on a railroad, traveling.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's throughout the song, and even in the different changes, it's almost like it slows down at this point and is doing a different thing because it's, it's not fast. It's just there, and then it speeds up back again, and just like a train.
I love all the changes in the song. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it was so great for sure.
Yeah, and I can understand how it would be difficult for a band to keep up with that.
I can't even imagine Blue
Because
Rodeo.
the changes are
how they
so
would do it.
strange, right?
Well, there's so many instruments in this song.
Oh, there's that too.
Yeah, how do you break that down to just like a handful of guys?
Yeah.
Right?
It's such a great trilogy. I like this one a lot. And it's very Canadian. Oh my goodness.
It's so very Canadian.
even when he was talking about the places like Lawrence River and
St. Lawrence River, Gaspé, that's
you know,
Quebec area.
Yeah, I know exactly where that is. It seems so strange that we didn't know this one. You know?
Yeah, I mean, when I was a child, I must have heard it at least once. I don't know.
I don't think I have.
Because
I really don't.
I recognize that first part, and of course the last part, which is the first part.
Yeah.
And from that point on,
I didn't even recognize it at all. I was thinking I would have, but I didn't. I was like, oh, okay. Well, that's kind of a strange one for us to have missed.
I know.
You know?
But it's like one of his great classics.
Yeah. It's so weird that we missed that one, but it was fantastic.
Pure Canadiana, this one. You know.
Yeah. So great. I hope you guys enjoyed that one as much as we did. Oh, did you mention who asked for that one?
Oh, I'm sorry. Maybe I didn't. If I didn't, it's Fastidious 2644 who asked for that. They asked for quite a few Gordon Lightfoot songs, that's why you're getting them all right now.
Yes. So thank you so much for that suggestion. It was very much appreciated. Please don't forget to check us out over on Patreon. It's $3 a month, and we're adding things there all the time. Also, like and subscribe to the channel and become one of our Goonies. Share with your family and friends. Click that notification bell if you don't want to miss a video. And don't forget to enjoy yourself. Later.
Later.